Aloha, quick sound check. See if it works. I know it's NFL Sunday. I'm sorry, but I just had to get this out. And the sound works. Great. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Let's see. I've seen already. I had Hot Rod in Daytona. I had Gringo Loco, Jake's Drone Life, Lynn Smith. Alika, what's up, my man? So we have Mike Henrik, Renek. I hope I got that right. Anyways, thank you so much, everybody, for coming back. I got me the DJI Avata, and I'm gonna be talking about that today a little bit. So if you guys have any questions, just drop it off inside the chat right there, and I'll go through the chat and I'll go through my experience with this stuff. This is pretty much what you're going to be looking at. Accessories available and everything that has pretty much to do with this Avata. I'm not being paid by DJI. I'm not an Autel fanboy either. So, anyways, I wanted to give a quick shout out to all my supporters that have joined this channel for $2.99 a month. I really appreciate you. And I have this new Skyread pack right here, this case for the Mini 3 Pro that will be given away with the next video because, as you guys can see here, I got the new Mini 3 Pro in. I went through the exchange, finally got it back. So hopefully it works. I hope so. I hope it works. So anyways, it's charging right now. And hopefully the weather will clear up because it was raining earlier. And besides that, I wanted to give a huge shout out to all you guys who use my Amazon affiliate links. This is the first time in my entire channel career that actually my channel paid for all my expenses of this YouTube channel. So yeah, thank you very much. I know you guys don't actually buy the drone products because when I look through it, you guys buy everything else but the drone products, which is fine with me because I don't care as long as you guys use the link to get to the Amazon platform and then buy whatever you guys have to buy. It helps me. It's 25 cents here. It's $1.25 here. It's 99 cents. I think you guys can spend like $4,000 and I got out of it like $140. So thank you. Thank you very much. And Alika, welcome to the supporter part. I don't know how you blow this up right here. Aloha and welcome to being a supporter. I appreciate you. It's $2.99 a month. If you guys want, just click the join button in the bottom and sign up. And yeah, it helps this channel a lot. And everything goes back in here. So now let's go through the chat real quick because I've seen a lot of things pop up already. How do we go through here? I'll do it on this. I have two screens. I have one screen here that is the StreamYard channel, and this one is actually the YouTube Live channel. So we have good evening or what? Hot Rod ordered a bunch of sets from DJI and B&H for what did you do? Did you crash it? I broke a prop on my Avata today. Oh, yeah, I did that too. Yesterday, actually, I did it. It's like super hashed up. It ended up upside down because of this controller. We get to that part later. Anyways, yes, I got me the Avata, and I have to say that I'm a total Avata fan. It's so much fun. It's super intuitive. It's super good. There are a few things that I don't like, and there are a few things that this drone does that are kind of weird. Um, that I'll explain to you guys as well. So first off, flight time wise, I get a lot out of it. I had the Flymo Kit. Let me share the screen. There's Flymo Kits available. How do you? I haven't done this so long. Share a screen. Boom. Where did it go? Hello? There's the screen. Boom. Can you see it? So share a screen. So this is the Flymo Kit right here. If you don't have one for your Avata, you definitely want one, if not even two, because it's really good. Besides, when you pick this up, you want to pick up this. It's $20, and it's actually a 65-watt charger that will have your batteries spool up in no time. Like I had it before with the regular block that you get, because the one thing that people don't tell you is that or that some people apparently didn't know is that if you buy the Avata just as you do in the pack over here with this one that comes with the goggles too, with the control stick, it only comes with this block. This block does not have a wire. It does not supply you with a wire, which is a USB-C plug-in over here in order to plug in your battery. The Flymo Kit comes with a strip that has 4 where you can put them on. But if you pick up the 65-watt charger, you'll be flying all freaking day. So the magic number is actually to have 3 batteries. If you want to be like me, and I actually invested into getting me 2 after I got the first one, and I was like, oh, 3 batteries is pretty cool. It's really good. So I actually ended up going with 2 Flymo kits. So I have 5 batteries at this point. I'm actually considering a third one. Just letting you know, just to have more, because you're going to be discharging these batteries real fast and plenty, because when you get into this whole flying stuff with this Avata, you get so excited that you want to fly this thing all day long. I haven't touched my Autel drones or any of my other drones lately, as of late, ever since I got this, because there's so much excitement to fly this. The good thing that I can tell you is if you add this onto your fleet as the Avata, you will be able to substitute your footage of the regular GPS style drones together with this FPV kind. So anybody can pretty much, like I said, blunt out, anybody can be a Sam Colder these days. Why? Because it's so easy and intuitive just with this stick. Believe it or not. The reason why I sold my FPV drone, the DJI FPV, the first one, the big one that came out, because it looked so intimidating. It was really, 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 really fast. I did have Johnny Truesdell from Skyfi Airy who sent me actually this stick. He had this motion stick. I used it twice, but I didn't use it to the capacity based on this Avata, because when you get this Avata, it is so much smaller, lighter, and it looks so much more robust than your regular DJI FPV drone. I sold the DJI FPV drone because I thought it was too much drone for me. That was until I got this for that. So I bought this on eBay for $80. Somebody sold it. Lucky thing I did, because these things go out right now like hot bread. They're going out for like $200 and up on eBay and everywhere else. I haven't really found anything cheaper, and which is ridiculous. But I got this for $80, and as soon as I had this, because I didn't play around with the rates, I got caught off guard with this drone, how fast this sucker actually is and how much you can do with it in full manual. And I thought, because I had like 20 hours in on the simulator, which is like liftoff and DRL and stuff, Drone Racing League on the PC, I thought, I'm pretty good. And because I kept flying it with this, which is very controllable and which takes over a lot of leveling and it makes it so much easier to fly this drone, I almost ended up saying, this was the reason why I sold the DJI FPV, because you get full blast, full power, full speed, everything on this drone. And I crashed it right off the bat. That's why my propellers look like hash right now, because the sucker ended up upside down. And I forgot to bind the button to shut off the motors. So the thing was upside down and cranking like, wow. She was screaming, like full on screaming, trying to get off the ground while she was upside down. And she sucked up all the dirt and debris that was on the ground. So if you go in this, be careful. Set up all your settings first. Put your kill motor switch right here so that you can stop the motors as soon as you crash. Even though I hit it really hard, my battery didn't eject at that time, which seems to be a problem, and we'll get to that part as well. So let's go real quick through the chat run. So it says, so much better than the DJI FPV drone, in my opinion. It is they are both good because they both have that ability of chasing and going places and doing something really, really good. With the DJI FPV, you have more wind resistance. While with this one, if you have some wind, and I fly a lot on the coastal line areas, she will drift off, and she has, I don't know what happened, but I'll get to that after. Please remind me about the twitches, okay? If anything, if anybody want to hear about the twitches, let me know. I'll get to it, hopefully. I don't forget. So this drone is really good for if you want to fly within buildings and small objects. Use this stick because you have super good control. She's super level. She does the stuff. If you want to chase and you want to go like dive and bomb in between a canyon and you have plenty of room, use the DJI FPV in full acro if you're a good pilot. For the small areas, unless you're a NERC or you're a DRL pilot, like a racing guy that knows all this stuff, like for an example, Alika, he's really good. He could pull this off. But if you change the rates to make the rates probably like a 0.8, 0.8, 0.9, or 0.95, it's really smooth. And then you got to set the gimbal to like 0 degrees or 1 degree, and you're going to be able to really, but why go through the hassle of possibly messing up and squeezing this trigger one too many times up, and you end up in a freaking ceiling fan or something? If you can use this is so intuitive and it's super slow. If you just slightly squeeze this trigger, she moves super smooth forward, and then you put horizon steady and you can go do real estate. I flew through gaps with this thing that I would never thought I would ever send a drone through, to be honest. So, and that's the good part about it. Okay, I found a 65-watt charging block for a laptop at a flea market for $2. Charges my batteries about 30 minutes. That's what I mean. 65 watts is what is the magic number for these chargers. So you have a battery ready within 30 minutes while you fly 2 or 3 other batteries before, boom, the next one is going to be up. It's going to wear out your motors and stuff, and it's probably going to wear out your mind too, because if you stay flying with that thing, plus you need battery for the goggles, okay? But also, if you guys haven't seen, so on my channel, there's a video about how to fly it without the goggles. And it's really, really good. And it's intuitive because I practice on a screen on my PC with this the whole time. And then as soon as I put on the goggles, I sort of little bit had a motion sickness once in a while I was standing up. That's why I always have to lean against my car or lean against something or sit down. I am capable of flying this, but I'm not by any means a freaking pro. So I still would mess up. And I don't know if I really want to mess up. With this, you're going to break your Avata. Guarantee. You're going to be able to break it. With this, not so much. The chances are cut almost nearly like 60% down because of the speed that it reduces you to. But the areas that you can fly with it, it's amazing. I mean, if you haven't checked out my videos on my channel, please do so. One is called Practice Makes Perfect. It has crashes and everything in there, but they were all flown with this. And in my eyes, they look really, really good. That's why I say anybody can be a Sam Colder these days if you have the imagination where you want to go and what area you want to fly and how you want to go. You can do that. Okay. Hot Rod says, I have 5 batteries with the 65-watt charger. Can keep them charged. Can keep them all charged and fly continuously. I have 2 extra goggle batteries too. Not that I've needed those. Okay. Well, in my eyes, you still want to take a break sometime in between, because even if you take a break in between after flying like 3 or 4 batteries or 5 batteries, and then this one is depleted, the battery of the goggles is depleted, you just want to switch over and you just hook that up for charge. You take a break, you take a breather, give your drone the props some time to cool down, whatever. It's, I think the magic number is 3 to 5 batteries. You know, it's plus the charge cycles that you're going to be running through. These batteries ain't cheap, so you gotta pick up these Flymo kits. You know what I mean? So this is my battery number 1 because it doesn't have a sticker. There's a nice square in the back of this battery right here. If you guys can see this square, you can set in like small stickers to put number 2, number 3, number 4, so you know which battery you have. Because these charge cycles, I'm already on this battery alone. It's been only a week. I'm already on charge cycle 18. Just letting you know. So you're gonna be burning through these batteries, I'm telling you. Got my remote for $52.99 before release. Yes, smart man. I'm a bargain shopper for life. Hey, we all are, because times are tough. I tell you, money is tight. Not to be used as a lawnmower. I cut some grass. I did some crazy stuff, you know. Baba, yo, what's up? How you doing, my man? And then Hot Rod says, I can't really fly more than 3 batteries before I have to take a break. Sort of intense flying fast and low to the ground. Yeah, it depends on the speed that you're going and all that stuff. And then if you do use this, I did fly close to the ground a couple times with this. It takes a toll on your mind. It's a mentally challenging part where it's very stressful, but it's so much excitement. It's like, oh, it's like so. I can't tell you how much. I mean, it's crazy. Hot Rod, I'm with you on that. After 3 packs, I got to take a breather myself. See, within that time, it gives you time to recharge the battery on your goggles. You know what I mean? So that definitely gonna help you. So now, Alika here, this guy right here, Kanalu Nui FPV. That's also his name on IG. Avata is a killer scene. That sucker can fly FPVs really good. He's really, really good with it. And he's seen the Avata, and I think I might have convinced him that he's maybe going to buy one. I don't know. But he's really good. He builds his own stuff, so he's really good. If he says that thing is really good, and he said it's durable and it looks really nice. So if he says that, I'll take that as a compliment for the DJI Avata. Now, to get to a few points, if you fly it with this, okay, so you fly it with this. Now you want to follow the river, and I have waterfalls and stuff, or even if you go over the top of the trees, now you want to dive bomb downwards towards wherever you want to go to make it really look like really chasey, right? So you stay like this, you squeeze the trigger, and you point downwards. For some reason, sometimes she just doesn't want to go down. Like she sees the obstacle and she does not want to steer straight down into the ground. So I think even if I'm staying in sport mode. So I mean, I did that in normal and I did it in sports. So because of this and going down, I think she's preventing you of doing certain dive bombs. You can go up and you can literally like clip stuff like really close to get above it. But going downwards is a different story. So sometimes she hesitates. And I actually had the problem when I was at the beach and I wanted to dive bomb in between 2 trees to come back down to the shoreline. I almost crashed into the tree because she wouldn't go down. She stuck. Now, you avoid that by having this, but you have to be really, really good pilot to do that. And you have to have it in your head where you want to go. And you have to have that brake button really handy real quick, or switch mode button back into from manual, switch back into normal or whatever, so she stops. But even then, she has a slight delay. So if you are going 50 miles an hour and you're heading towards the tree, your braking distance is still about 20 feet before she reacts to the stuff, which brings me to the flicks. So while being in sport mode, and I was going, and I'm going literally straight up, and I'm going like a slight elevation up into like following a pathway with trees left and right. She kept doing that, like I don't know why. She flicks to the left and she flicks to the right. I'm not doing nothing. My stuff is like straight, and I'm like, oh, what? And she just does it one time, and then she does it another time. Like, this is weird. So I thought it might have been something like connection wise here. So I flew the same route with this. I was a little bit faster, and again she did it. Like every time I like go, she does this flick and flick there. With this controller, it's even more devastating because you reacting to it like, oh, and then while you react, you might end up in a tree, and that's pretty much what happened. Why I bought these props, because I clipped a bush and then she flipped over and she ended up boom and she ended up upside down. But even though she was going 40 miles an hour, she scratched up like crazy already. I made a B-roll afterwards, where I use my tube lens to go through all this stuff. You're gonna see all these scratches, but I think it's pretty cool. Where you're gonna see the battle scars, you know what I mean? So it's really, really good. So Alika says someone is having fun with this Avata. Definitely. I have not flown anything else ever since I got it, and the day that we met when I had my first crash. Right after that, off the bat, I charged up all my stuff, and you know what I mean. Alberto Costa says, "Cheers from Bucharest, Romania." Aloha back to you, my friend. Thank you for coming. So Alika says trying to sell some stuff to get one. All right, you need to. You definitely need to. I mean, you want one. Alika, I know you want one. Hot Rod says, all my videos are with motion control. I have the RC but can't fly acro. Too much fun with the MC for now, the motion control. I tell you one thing, if you're not inclined to pick this up and you're a shitty FPV pilot, that you can fly this thing in acro, because you can do like flips and rolls and whatnot and power loops and stuff. She has a mean prop wash when you come down, because I think it's the weight of the battery in the back part. She does do the stuff, but why use it for that? It's a Cinewhoop. It's not meant for that. I think it's the most misunderstood drone in the drone world right now. This is a Cinewhoop. It says that itself. DJI announced it as such. So if you want to fly this acro stuff and you really want to go balls to the walls, and unless you're a really good pilot like Nurk, like I said before, you need to be a really good pilot to not sink this thing into the ground. And they sink them into the ground too, just on a way faster pace than us. Then you don't want to use it. This is so intuitive and it's so much smaller and slower. And you've seen it in a couple of my videos. I flew underneath the trailer, cuz like literally underneath one trailer. Yeah, I scraped the top while I hit the top and then I grinded through. It's because she doesn't let you go lower than the amount of height that it was there. So it's like a foot, and then she doesn't let you go lower. And I think that is one of the reasons why when you dive bomb downwards, she sees the ground and then she wouldn't let you go down. So that's pretty much what it is. One trick for downward is use head tracking and look down. It looks much more like diving with the RC then. Yeah, I did the head. Oh, did I crash this sucker into the bushes doing the head tracking? So what happens with head tracking? When you do head tracking is you're literally flying, and you can use your goggles by choosing the head tracking option to look left and right for you still flying that way. Okay, but you can look around and you can actually look up and down. It is pretty cool if you follow something and you have a wide open area. I tell you one thing though, if you are turning this way and you're coming back and you're going like with your stick to the side and stuff, you're gonna get thrown off, because sometimes you're still looking a little bit this way, you're not fully straight, and she go and it feels weird. It's definitely weird. You have to get used to head tracking. It's a super cool feature if you're higher, and I did that when you was high up higher, and I was just flying it, and I just pulled the squeeze the trigger, and I just kept going, and I could look around. That was super cool. That is something nice. Even if you know that there's like a straight shot, you don't want to go anywhere else, so you just keep this stick like that, and you just squeeze the trigger and you just keep going, and there's like bridges and stuff. You can go underneath and you can actually look up and you can actually film those things, because the camera keeps going like, and the drone, which is trippy, turns. So you can look at where you're at, but you're still flying that way, But like I said, at my point, I ended up in the bushes because I don't know, I messed up. One trick downward. Oh, okay. Alika says, might have to do with the GPS. Saw Nurk talk all about the flicks. Yeah. Oh, for real? Oh, okay. Well, I did not see him talk about the flicks. Well, I had the flicks, and they're annoying. I tell you that. I don't know why it does that. So apparently, I don't know if it might be a software issue. Okay. Alika says, I really do want one. You really do want one. I'm telling you. If you buy one, please use my affiliate link. It's going to help me out. So Hot Rod says 10 up off the water, 10 feet up off the water with head tracking is great for watching surfers. No objects to hit over the ocean, so it's safe. Yeah, that's true. I followed actually after I seen your surfer thing. I actually went out there and I had to fly with the surfers. They did look kind of weird looking around. You know, it's like they heard it because it's louder. It's a way louder drone than any of the GPS drones that we have. Really, it's like a mixture between the Mini 3, which is really, really, really quiet. You can literally stand next to it and talk still to a camera that has a microphone pointed at you, and probably the Air 2S or the Evo Light Plus around there. That's the noise level that you're looking at. When she come to the high pitch part, she's way louder than anything else that is out there right now. Than the Mavic 3, which is actually pretty quiet. Way louder than the Autel Evo 2 Pro, which is a very loud drone. But this is a high pitch, so it's very comparable to the DJI FPV, which in my eyes is the loudest drones out of all the GPS slash FPV drones. Okay. Now, goggles wise, there's two packages that they sell. So no, not stop. Share screen. Share screen. There you go. So there's the share screen. Boom. So they have two different They have two different goggles that they sell. This one is the V2 goggles, they call it. And then this one is the goggle 2. So I had both. So this thing is clumsy. It's huge. I don't know why they say you have more range, because I had the same places that I went with all the lava tubing and stuff, and that I flew the DJI FPV. And these goggles were the same range as the goggles 2, which are these ones. They're not compatible at this point with the DJI FPV, but they announced that it will be backwards compatible in the future with a software update, which is really, really good, which kind of reminds me of Autel having a V1, V2, V3 kind of thing, but it's non-compatible with each other. So this is actually a pretty good taste on DJI side to think about that these guys actually gonna be backwards compatible, so you know that they're pretty much probably using still the same chipset, or they have the same frequency, or whatever it takes in order for be compatible with each other. So the two packages range in price. They're like 1,388 for these goggles too, and they are $200 less for the regular goggles right over here. So that's the only difference between these two packages. Okay, it's just the goggles itself. There's nothing else. Everything else is the same. You get the battery with it, you get the drone with it, and you get the motion controller. None of these come with the FPV controller, which might indicate that they might release something that is going to be compatible with the FPV and the Avata, or maybe even something in the future that they're already planning to do. Besides that, this is the Flymo Kit. This is the strip that I told you guys about, which houses 4 batteries right here, and you can pop up all 4 batteries right there. I've seen an STL file already online from somebody who actually just slides it into that 3D print he had, and it looks really, really nice, where you just plop all these 4 batteries inside, so they're all together, because other than that, they're just going to be attached to this with this latch. You see this latch right there? They're just going to be attached with that latch. So in that case, with the STL file that he created with that box, is pretty much just like how they had it with the DJI FPV. The STL file, you were able to just plop the batteries in there, so they are secured, and they don't put any stress onto those straps. Besides that, there is this super huge and nice waterproof case, backpack case, which is kind of on the expensive part. It's like $80 right now. I've seen it actually on release. This is actually cheaper already than it was before, but I think it was almost it's because the shipping is it's $20. So still come out like $100, you know. And then they have the smaller case, which is almost like the case that I have right here for giveaway with the Mini 3, which is a softer case, but you can put all your stuff inside there, but it doesn't fit all those batteries that you have. For that, I believe they have another case that I've seen that fits like 4 batteries, which is really, really cool. And then they already brought out like a spoiler thing that you can put in the back of the battery. Not sure what that is supposed to do, but I believe it's also for to grip the battery. Like right here, you see that, how you can grip the battery. But I mean, I don't know. I don't have one. I just seen it, and I just figured I point it out. You know what I mean? So, anyways, so those ones are the things that you got to look at. So now, besides that, the one thing that bugs me the most on this Avata is this freaking latch where you put the the SD card inside. Don't know what the hell they were thinking, but that thing is at the place where, like, bruh, if I ever come across the designer, we're gonna have a talk, my friend, like full on, because this is like, you gotta sort of like, I don't even know, you gotta sort of like take it out right here, and then it's like attached to a strap, sort of, kind of, and then I don't know, you probably guys cannot see it really good, but I'm having it in my review video coming up where it's like close up where you can see it, and then even to put it back, it's like, for somebody like me who has my hands are as big as this drone, okay? So for me to get, why did you put that there? It's like, are you nuts? Like, the hell is wrong with you? You know? Okay, let's see. My surfers love it. One of them hit me up on Facebook to get my site because I got some of. Well, at least he knew who you was. Like my surfer locals over here, that's the who he calls. You mess with those guys, they gonna walk up and like it's like a whole bunch of like 8 or 9 people. Cause what you doing? Oh, gonna be flying the drone over here like that, bro. You know, you gotta be careful. We need new foam for the new goggles. Oh yeah, good. Oh, good thing you said it. So I have no problem. I'm a fat dude, so I have like all this fatty part right here that is actually, I'm kind of sunburned right now because I was at the beach all day yesterday. These goggles, I have no light leaks, but if it would be just a little bit further out because I have long eyelashes. I touch the goggles all the time. Like these things, I constantly gotta wipe them right here. These guys, I gotta wipe them all the time because my eyelashes keep butterflying the hell out of it. And it's like I fly it at one side, and then after I'm done and I switch over to the next side, I look into it. What the hell? I cannot see. Everything looks foggy, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I gotta wipe that. Besides that, this foam, in my review video, you're gonna see it. This foam right here is already peeling off. You know when you get on the sides over here, I guess it's where you get the pressure points. So it's like literally ripping off. How can you explain it? You know when you get like those fake leather chairs that you can sit in, and then after a while they stay wearing off. This thing is what already wearing off. I mean, I flew it a lot. I was sweating a lot. And then the top of the nose bridge, like most people said, it's because it's too close. DJI, it's too close. You should have tiny little bit back. It would have been easier on some people's eyes too. I know that for a fact because there were a couple of people that looked through this stuff and they're like, "Oh, this thing is way too close." For me, it's fine. I have no problem with that. Majority of people is probably fine with it too, but plenty of people said because they're skinnier and the goggles are pushing on it. The strap is really, really nice. The way they made this, the strap and stuff, the new strap is way better than that Bane strap that they created with the DJI FPV. So but yeah, with the goggles too, there's always some improvements. Whenever you create stuff, there's always some. I don't know if when they have beta testers to test this kind of stuff, if there's no feedback to them, or if there's no time for feedback, I have no idea. But these goggles are super nice because they're super, super tiny. I mean, look at this, how tiny. And you don't have to worry about the antennas anymore. You can just flip them up. Done. I'm good. Poof, just like that. It's really good. Like these goggles are really good. And the clarity is insane. So now to get to range and clarity on this stuff, let me follow up on the chat first, okay? So Lauren Donna has said a motion controller 2 is coming. Maybe they'll let us have a full speed with that one instead of limiting us to 31 miles versus full speed. I'm not sure if I want that with this, to be honest. I think if you want full speed, go with the controller. I don't think that we really want. Sometimes, yeah, if you're out in the open and stuff, maybe create a third mode to go on this. Normal and sport, leave it on 31, and then put insane motion controller mode, whatever, or insane mode, where you go balls to the walls, but then your liability is out the window. I don't know. It's like same like with full acro. If you fly full acro with this stuff, I mean, I criticized them at first, and I told them, "Oh, why doesn't this come with a controller?" And I understand why. The whole purpose. It wasn't. I was part of that conspiracy part too, where like, "Oh yeah, they made too many of these. They gotta sell just that." Not really. I don't think so because it's for beginners, and as a Cinewhoop, you don't need this. If you're not a NERC or a super good acro pilot, or I'm telling you, I have almost 100 hours in the simulator. In the simulator, I can do certain flips and tricks and send it 100 miles an hour through stuff. In real life, you won't be able to do that because you do it once. But even in my simulator, I crash after like 5 minutes. This, if you crash this at that speed, you're done. That drone, your carry refresh plan is gonna take cracks. It's pretty much. Peter Guava, what's up, my man? Aloha to Costa Rica to you, my man. So my ND filters should be here Wednesday. I got my ND filters sent to me, as you guys can see right here. I got them sent to me by Freewell. They were nice enough for me to send them. That's their sponsored video. They don't have no influence on it. I have some criticism on it. I have some good stuff about it. So that video is going to drop pretty soon. And also they send me that for the Mini 3. So I'm going to make it like a collaboration of both. Going to be 2 separate videos, but then also a third one where it actually compares the DJI Avata camera to the Mini 3 camera. So just letting you know what's coming up in the channel, because there's been a lot of Avata videos lately on purpose because I love it. I have a pair of tweezers for the damn SD card. See, I don't need tweezers because as soon as I get the clap open and I get it past the freaking propellers, I turn it in a certain way and I managed to already I press it with my finger and then I just shake it and it falls out, and I have a microfiber laying down so that the card doesn't hit the ground or the table really hard. But I just drop it right there and it's totally fine. You know what I mean? It's totally fine. It's just to get it back in there. It's like, oh my God, my fingers are just too big. My hands are too big for this. So I don't know why they couldn't have just implemented it somewhere. There was plenty of room somewhere in the back, on the side, somewhere over here to read the damn thing. I know they had to put it somewhere in there for the protection part, and for have it like, I don't know. I just put it upwards, downwards, somewhere like this triangle part right here. Put a flap that you push forward and you flap it open and you can push down on it and then take it out, and then put it back in. I think that would have fit too, but instead they put it right in the duct of this. It's fucking driving me crazy. Jake's Drone Life. I bought a low pro drone backpack from Best Buy on sale for $59 for my Avata. Plenty of storage and customizable compartments. That sounds really good too. I wish we would have a Best Buy here. Big Island does not have one. I have to fly to another island. The round trip cost me like $200, so it's not worth it. Low Pro 250, he says. Alika says, never mind. I watched the Nerk video. It's the one where he mounted and GoPro bones on it. Oh, okay. So see, I don't know if I don't know if I would want to put that amount of weight of a GoPro on it. Maybe a Mini or maybe the Osmo Action 2. But this, as far as I've seen it in the comparison after seeing Alika's video with the Osmo 2, he sent me his footage. There's not that much difference. I think the Osmo 2 is a little bit more advanced in clarity, but I had it on auto settings while his one, I think his settings was set. So after putting it into Cinelike and setting the settings and having the ND filters make a huge difference. We can lock in your shutter speed twice the amount of your FPS. So that gives you the capability of having the dynamic range. She is still very harsh on the blacks. If you have differences flying through like shadowy places or darker places and then switch back over to sunny places, it's going to be hard to determine the in between, so to see like obstacles and stuff. But if you find a good range in between and you overexpose coming back out, you're pretty good. A video for that is going to drop too. So not one issue with the goggles too at all. I don't have no issues either, except for the foam, that it's slowly coming apart and that it's not far enough because of my damn eyelash. But that's a personal issue, so far I haven't. Hawks Cop says, hey brah, what's up? Greetings from Germany. What's up, my man? Is that Tino? Is that you? Cuz, really? What's up, bro? Peter Guava. I'm still not sure if my first FPV will be the Avata or the DJI FPV. It depends on what you're looking for, okay, my friend. So if you're a good FPV pilot, if you flew FPV before, I'd suggest go with the DJI FPV if you're really good with it and you know what you're doing. If you want to have tighter spaces, you have bushes to fly through, smaller trees, palm leaves, whatever, things like that, go with the Avata because the Avata is going to be forgiving in certain crashes, and it's very intuitive to do it with this. And plus, you can go super slow. And as long as you don't have like body masses, like water mass, or like water bodies that are constantly moving, so if you speed up the video, you can make it actually look like super intense. You know what I mean? So you can speed it up. You can play around with the footage a little bit. If you have stagnant imagery around, so not that much wind, where the leaves are going super fast, or where it's like super wind still, and you just fly around and everything is like pretty stagnant, and you just fly through it. You can speed it up if you want to make it look more immersive and a little bit more intense. So, but if you're a really good pilot and you really know what you're doing and you really want that, go with the FPV. The FPV is a very nice one to do like chase shots and shoot up, and she's more wind resistant. Okay. Get the Avata. You'll have zero regrets and massive fun. See, pretty much the same. Hot rod in Detroit. Maybe you're right. My wife says not if your wife goes for a doctor's appointment. Trip is free. Yeah, okay, that's if you go somewhere else. Well. So, Gringo Loco, the boss is in the house. Yes, she is, right? She just showed up. Jake, can you share products so when we go all for surgery, we can look for one for you? I don't need to. I have my own little case right here. This is I reused. It's pretty open, but I reused a old camera bag or a camera case that I had that I picked up when I bought the A6400 used. So I have one, honey. I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. Thank you. See? Love my wife. And Tino says, yes, it's me. What's up, my man? That man right there is my best friend from Germany. Like, we're like super tight. Like, anyways. So let's get back to this. So if you guys had any questions, whatever, I hope you guys dropped them somewhere in here. But so far, Peter Guava says, I fly my Evo inside houses for real estate with no problem. Just wanted this FPV footage, which normal drones doesn't give you. If that's the case, go with the Avata, because I do the same. I really like to supplement the GPS footage, which is more elegant and more cinematic or more professional, like stable. But I also would like to supplement it together with that, banking, turning, going things. And if you do it for real estate, to have it within the building, it's definitely this Avata. It's not the FPV. Just to be honest. Plus, it's cheaper, I think. Right now, no, it will be cheaper in the long run, because if you crash the FPV, you're gonna pick up a new drone, which is like $600-$700. I don't know. I would go with the Avata. My suggestion to you is the Avata. That's all I can tell you, pretty much. More dollars for grinds, boss. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. If you didn't pick up any indie filters yet for the Avata, I highly suggest you do that, because it will give you the opportunity to get more dynamic range. The auto settings are really nice. Like, I put the auto settings of the Mini 3 versus the Avata auto settings. They look identical. Like, they look the same, bruh. It's like, what? Is this the same camera? It might be the same sensor. I have no idea. I'm not the tech geek kind of, like, it just looks the same while editing it. It was like, I got confused which one was what. I had to label it in the editor in order to figure out which one was the Mini 3. And then I figured it out after. Oh, okay, this is the Mini 3. So the camera is in auto settings really good already. But if you want more out of it, and you want less of the flickering part where it goes like really dim to make up for the overexposure coming out of dark places, but she lights up dark places really nice. She's not really a champ in low light. There's a lot of noise and grainy stuff going on if you go into darker places, but usually you fly through them real quick. So, but it's just, to avoid that, if you know the spot, you need to know your environment you're flying in. Okay, so you need to look at the stuff first before you even head out there. Like, while you're there and you're looking around, okay, this is where, okay, make your path in your head a little bit prior to taking it out right off the bat, instead of just pulling over and saying, oh, this looks great. You take it out, poof. Okay, I just crashed. You don't want that. So make like a pre-route kind of flight in your head before that, okay? My wife said, yes, sir, I love to eat. Yeah, I know you like to eat. So anyways, Hot Rod says, my drone is almost green from eating the grass while flying through the palm fronds or eating the grass and crash. Yeah, I hope, yeah. His birthday coming up October 10th, so got to buy him something other than another drone. I'll take another drone, honey. I like another drone. Yeah, know the environment and avoid power lines. Yeah, she's been there. I hit like power lines like 3 times already. So she's been around. But the drone has survived. So any other drone I would have clipped these power lines with the speed that I went, guarantee it would have broken. So if you didn't buy yourself an Avata yet, the reason why it is so good is because it's so intuitive and it's very immersive right off the box. Like if you just have this, just like this, without the Flymo kit, without anything, without this stuff, and you only have to invest probably about $100 more to get some indie filters and a 65-watt charger. But this alone, just like this, it's so much fun. I promise you, you will not regret picking this bad boy up. It's a really nice drone. It's really good, And the only downfall so far that I have is that stupid cover, and that she stops once in a while. Like she doesn't want to go down, and I believe it's because of these bottom sensors. I think these bottom sensors are interfering or avoiding you coming too close to the ground and clipping something, which I hope they're going to fix in a firmware where it's like, let me go a little bit lower, like make it half a foot above the ground, like everything else is up to me, right? But that would be nice, a nice firmware update. Other than that, man, this is, after being a drone operator so long, this is one of the best fun drones I have had in years, like in a long time, like really. And I made a nice comparison video that is coming up between the Mini 3 and this, that'll show you that this drone is also capable of getting certain shots like the GPS drones do. For that, on the other hand, you need this though. But more to that on that video. Until then, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope I pointed out pretty much everything I could. Until then, I really appreciate you guys coming, and I really appreciate you guys being here. Please don't forget, be a nice human, make somebody else smile, and most of all, pay it forward, okay? Don't be a jerk. Pay it forward. All right. I'm gonna run the intro live stream incoming as an outro real quick. Apparently that's what YouTube wants us to do. Sort of like for the views or whatever. It's just gonna be a 2 minutes. It says live stream incoming. I'm gonna make one that says live stream ending, whatever, or ended. But until then, I really appreciate you guys, and thank you everybody for your support, for joining this membership for my channel, and for your thanks donations in the chat and all that stuff. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. Till then, aloha. Love you all. I didn't even see that. She saw that. I said that I'm drinking a drink. It was an ice box, man. It was just an ice box. I mean, what you like me do? I'll drink it. I didn't see it. I don't even want to go back in the house right now, guys. I'm gonna stay on this live stream. Holy moly. Holy moly.